This is Big Motor Small Blade here at Bristol Motor Speedway at the dirt track here. Quite the spectacle for sure. As far as all out just excitement and racing, maybe not so much, but it definitely is a spectacle to see the sprint cars in the world of Outlaws, late models out here. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm having a good time watching these guys come through turn 1 and 2, turn through 3 and 4, just absolutely ripping it. It's quite the sight. I'm having a great time. Hopefully you guys watched. Hopefully you guys had a great time as well. We'll see you at Big Motor Small Blade and hopefully Big Motor Big Blade.
We were talking about if I had a huge cock or not.
Other than the other thing.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's no speculation.
What's your favorite beer?
A nice crisp cold Busch Latte.
Sponsor the boys, please.
I don't have any on hand. Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, sponsor
Corona.
us. Well,
sponsor us, Corona,
or Busch, or Coors Banquet,
or
Banquets. Yeah.
Literally whatever, we'll take it. Even these disgusting Rolling Rock, we'll take it. Not disgusting if you're planning on sponsoring us, but if you aren't, then there goes.
Seth, who the fuck is this guy?
I believe his name is Weston.
Weston the Badass Miller.
Hello. It's been a minute, gentlemen.
Been a
superstar race car driver, retired superstar race car driver.
You made your tens of dollars and got
out. No. I mean, I don't know if you've heard the how you make money in racing.
Yeah.
You know how you become a millionaire in racing?
You start out as a billionaire.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, I may have driven a car a time or two in a circle.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Hold on. Before we get into whatever the fuck we're supposed to be talking about, huh?
Where are your headphones? Oh, they're through your thing. Okay, sorry.
He's got the hot mic.
Yeah, I got the hot mic, bro. They're hot pink headphones, hot mic, matches my shirt. Weston, tell us about you. How did we meet you? Well, okay, don't tell them how we met you. What do you?
I mean, I can tell him how we met. Right. So we were like 13 and 14, and we just happened to meet through the diecast thing.
Yeah.
Because we were all dorky little kids collecting diecasts. I still got all of them in the trophy room right now, but
I
still got all of them behind me.
We're all definitely still little dorky kids.
Yeah. We're still all dorks, even 10 years later now. If we're all like in our 20s.
Yeah.
But so after what was it? I think 2016. I started racing micros here in Oklahoma. Raced locally around Oklahoma City at I-44 Speedway, and ran at Port City every now and then. Won a championship at a I-44 in A class, the winged A class in 2018, and then started racing sprint cars in 2019. Had a lot of success, and then in 2020, everything fell apart for me. But I mean, I still got to race and still got to live the dream. So I mean, not a lot of people can say that they race sprint cars, win in a sprint car, and do a lot of that stuff. So I'm very thankful for everything I got to do. I still got my first windsuit right here. So got to do a lot of cool stuff. Got to do a lot of traveling. Lawton Speedway. So that's just it's in Lawton, Oklahoma. So it's just it's about 2 hours southwest of Oklahoma City. So quarter mile. The Outlaws race there every now and then. But so got my first sprint car win there, and got to go race at so the weekend of my first sprint car race was July 27th of 2019, and then the next week we went to Knoxville, and we took our car up there, and we got to race at Oskaloosa, Iowa for the Front Row Challenge. So we got to race during Knoxville Nationals week in Iowa. So that was really cool.
Oh shit!
But, yeah, so got to do a lot of traveling. Got to meet a lot of cool people. I mean, I know some of the guys that are crewing for the Outlaws. Jacob Weaver, he's a good good dude that I know, Zach Patterson, that works for David Gravel. He's a guy that I race with and that I know. So know a lot of cool people, met a lot of cool people, and just it's kind of crazy how small the racing world is, but it's awesome.
Awesome. Did you who's the coolest person you ever got to race against?
Ooh, I'm not gonna. Ooh, that's hard.
Or
I would
throw out
probably
some
say,
names.
God, I don't know. I wouldn't say race against, but it's whenever we were in Oski and we were in staging, because I ran 305s. I wasn't running 410s.
Yeah.
And 305 is just less horsepower, just kind of like starter sprint car basically. Mm-hmm. But we were in staging at Oski, and I was behind the 57 of Larson, so I got to be in the same staging lane as Kyle Larson, and then rolled out onto the track when we were packing at Oski, and I was around Kyle Larson and Darren Pittman and all those outlaw guys. So that was probably one of the cooler experiences I had. And then at Lake Ozark, Johnny Gibson, the World of Outlaw announcer, he announced my name for whenever we were getting ready to roll out for a heat. So those are probably two of my favorite memories other than winning. But those are probably two of my favorite ones.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that feeling. Like hearing my name.
Your adrenaline is already going at 1,000 miles an hour. Whenever you're in staging for a heat race, and this is at the Jason Johnson Classic. So we were the support class for the World of Outlaws that night. Wow. So we were, I'm already psyched out, whatever. It's a big night, and then I'm in staging, and then you hear that and you're like, oh no, like now I got to go out here and perform. So, but yeah, that just getting to like just race around all those guys. It's really cool.
That's awesome. That's a dream. Yeah. You live. Yeah. Shit. How old are you?
I just turned 23 last November.
Yeah. You live well more of a life than most people in this world will ever get to live.
Yeah.
But so we're here talking about the Bristol Bash. Me and Seth went to it. Last night? Yeah, it was last night.
Yep.
Days are all screwed up.
In fact, last night.
Yeah. They ran Friday and Saturday night, and we were at the Saturday night show. It was a fun time. What happy. Anyway.
Only some alcohol required.
Only some alcohol required. None of it was really required. Well,
no,
maybe
a
little bit. Maybe some liquid courage was required to do what we did. But
yeah,
it was definitely a spectacle. And we're here to talk about it. I guess we'll get into Friday night. You guys, I assume, watched it. I watched highlight of it. Didn't really get.
I watched the highlights.
Whole thing.
Yeah. I kind of watched it, but I was also working. So.
Oh, fantastic! So we're all on the same page.
Yeah. But I did watch the highlight reel afterward. Yeah.
All right, cool. Wesley, you start us off. You're the expert here compared to us.
Yeah. So Logan Schuhart, he needed that. That's basically the name of it. He hasn't been qualifying well, and that's just put him in the back. Logan's usually not a terrible qualifier. It seems like Jacob's been really the one that's been carrying the Sharks this year, other than Logan. But yeah, Logan needed that, especially at Bristol, because that's kind of his strong suit is really is the half mile stuff. Because they grew up in PA, going to Williams Grove and stuff like that. But even though Bristol's a completely different animal sprint car wise, but yeah, Logan Schuhart needed that. He qualified well, raced well all night, and just put himself in a position to be up front. It was kind of a snoozer. Because with wing cars on those half miles, they do get kind of spread out because they're just going so fast. But yeah, Logan put himself in the spot that he needed to just to make it happen. So that's something that Logan needed to do.
Now, so you say it was a little bit snoozer. So what I was kind of thinking of, this was comparing to, is like almost like a NASCAR race when they had the high downforce, low horsepower package at a Bristol or something. Almost like a Bristol or somewhere where they were full throttle and they just couldn't.
Pretty much Dover.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Exactly like that,
yeah. Where they couldn't make moves. It was just didn't present that opportunity. Is that kind of a good comparison?
Yeah. But Bristol's more of a spectacle than it is really a race more than anything. I mean, it's cool that everyone's racing at Bristol, but I mean, I think everyone knows going in there that it's not going to be the best racing just because everyone's going. I mean, they're going so fast. I mean, these are 1,400-pound cars with 900 horsepower engines in them. I mean, and with a 5x5 wing on the top of them, they're going to be pushed down in the ground just going that fast. Yeah. But I mean, everyone knows going into that weekend, like, hey, let's put on a show, or at least put on the best show we can, but also let's get out of here with not getting anyone hurt just because we're going so fast. Yeah. So, but I mean, that's just kind of the thing. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's great that they're at Bristol and they have like that venue that, I mean, luckily that Marcus Smith and SMI put on for them, but I mean, at the same time, everyone knows like this might not be the best racing. So,
yeah. How did this compare to like when they did this back in like 01, 02?
From what I've watched, it's pretty similar. I mean, sprint car race, like the sprint cars have like evolved, like they've evolved since then. Like I'd say the thing that's evolved most is probably the shock technology more than anything. Cause I mean, you've got Factory Cane, and I mean, Factory Cane's really like the go-to shock right now, like sprint car racing wise. But, other than that, I mean, there's not really much that's changed other than just, I mean, they're going so fast at that place. So, I mean, it's not, I mean, it's comparable kind of, but I mean, I don't know. It's really like, for me, Bristol is cool. Like, it's cool to see, but it's not like if you, like for you guys, like you guys don't go to sprint car racing, like sprint car races all the time, right? Yeah. Like the only races you're going to go to like that are close to you, like World of Outlaw races, Charlotte and Bristol. So, like, whenever I think of sprint car racing, I'm thinking of like quarter miles, 3/8 miles, where like it's rough and they're just getting after it, not where they're just hammered down full speed. Yeah. Like full speed is cool, but you want to see them race, throw sliders on a slick track and have a big cushion and all that. So for me, Bristol's cool, but I also want to see them like just get after it and race. Like I know, like they don't need to be going 160 miles an hour into the corner. Like for it to be entertaining. Like for me, as a fan of wing sprint car racing, I want to see him race. I don't want to see him just go fast.
Okay, so I got you. Yeah, that's what kind of like. Go ahead, Seth.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that in person it was probably a bit cooler than watching it.
Yeah,
Dirt Vision, because you know, being there, you watch them how hard they're driving in the corner. It was the spectacle aspect of it, but it definitely worked in person. Maybe not as much on TV.
Yeah, and that's completely fine, because like if I'm there in person, then I'm gonna say, oh, I mean, it's awesome seeing him go fast. Like at Knoxville, like it's awesome being at the Knoxville Nationals, but even Knoxville as a somewhat flat half mile, I mean, they do get spread out at Knoxville too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I'll take like a silver dollar where it's rough quarter mile over Knoxville any day of the week, just because to me the shorter stuff is more entertaining to me than a half mile is for a sprint car.
Is there anything they could like do to Bristol Dirt, you think, for the Outlaws to make it better?
No, just because no, I mean, what they did, I mean, there's only so much you can do. I mean, you can try and slick it off some more, but I mean, they're still going so fast. I mean, there's not really anything you can do for Bristol. I mean, Bristol's its own thing. So I don't think there's anything. I think this weekend was probably the best show that they could have put on, because I mean, and having that caution at the end and having Baston and Larson kind of have a race there at the end, that's probably the best thing that could have happened to them. So I don't think there's anything they can do, and it's not anyone's fault. It's just they're just going so fast there. So
yeah, it definitely seemed like it was more of a better race Saturday than it was Friday.
Yeah,
so like there was maybe a little bit more than just one group. It wasn't so much of a parade.
Yeah. But I mean, with the wings on top, I mean, they're like, I don't know if you guys watch practice on Thursday at all, but I mean, it's amazing how how naturally, like, it's just like the cars just wanting to just shoot to the bottom.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was during hot laps and qualifying and everything too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you'll see it, like the car just naturally wants to lay left and just like hook the bottom and just go. So
is that just from all like the downforce coming off the wing? Yeah.
Just the downforce. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, also Saturday with them able to kind of get up to the top and kind of just race a little bit. That's probably the ticket for Bristol, in my opinion. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but just from what I watched, probably Saturday is probably the best show that they could have had.
Okay, got you. Now, so the late models, they seem like they put on a little bit better show Friday night.
The late models. I mean, just because they're not going as fast as the sprint cars. I mean, it helps that they've got weight and fenders on them, so they can really get after it and race each other hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, the late models are always going to put on a better show at a place like Bristol, at a quarter mile or something like that. The sprint cars, in my honest opinion, are going to put on a better show. But yeah. So this isn't me bashing on Bristol or anything like that. This is just me. This is just me being honest, and this is just me, this is what I see as a guy that's been around it for a while, So
exactly.
You sound a lot like Logan Schuhart did when we talked to him last night.
I mean, because most of our viewership is our NASCAR fans, and to us, it's probably a lot of us don't watch a lot of sprint car racing. We need to hear why this is different, why this maybe doesn't work as well for sprint cars, and why it's just more of a spectacle than anything.
And that's completely fine if it's a spectacle. I mean, the World of Outlaws, they need this. So, I mean, they need to be at a place like Bristol. I mean, they need to go to the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track. They need to be at Vegas. They need to be at Charlotte. They need to be in those big places. So, I mean, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, they need to have this. So they're so people are oh, I want to go see him at a quarter mile now. I want to go see him at Knoxville. I want to go see him at Eldora and stuff like that. Places where where it's a true dirt track, and you can go see those guys really put on a show for them. Because Sheldon Hot,
that was us.
Yeah,
just about when we went to the World Finals, we were on the car ride home. We're we need to try and hit Knoxville or Kings Royal or some shit one of these days.
Yeah. And I'm sorry you guys had to experience Charlotte, because Charlotte's a dusty shithole.
It wasn't too bad for this year's.
It wasn't as bad this past year. Yeah, 2020 was terrible. Yeah,
2020 sucked.
Yeah,
but
I'm glad to hear that Charlotte's a dusty shithole, and then Bristol, it's not the Outlaws at their best necessarily. I'm glad to know that we are in all of it, even seeing that. So good to know that it only gets better.
Yeah, no. It only gets better. Because you guys are in late model country. You're not in sprint car country. Sprint car country is more the Midwest, West Coast kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe is in the heart of sprint car country and stuff like that. So, I mean, you need to go. You guys. I mean, I want to go to Williams Grove. You need to go to Williams Grove. You need to go to Lincoln, Lernerville, Knoxville, just those type of places. I mean, those are the. I mean, that's just the heartbeat of sprint car racing. I mean, that's where the industry is, because I mean, there's a bunch of guys, good guys that run in Knoxville, Pennsylvania, just stuff like that. Just the local competition in Knoxville is just as good as the guys that run with the Outlaws, the 10 or 12 guys that run it, or the 10 or 12 guys that run with the Outlaws. The guys at Knoxville can beat them. The guys at Williams Grove and Port Royal, they can beat them. So, I mean, sprint car, I don't know. I'm kind of bragging on sprint car racing, but I mean, I'm just saying sprint car racing is just really, I mean, it's really in a good spot. It's in a really, really good spot right now, I think. Now, and especially with all the dirt vision coverage too.
Yeah. Do you think they need to grow into more of, late model country per se?
I mean, it helps when you've got Charlotte and stuff like that, but I mean, it would help, but I mean, there's always going to be dirt fans are very divided. I mean, because you got the sprint car fans, you got the late model fans, you got the mod guys and all that. So I mean, it would help, but I mean, it's not something that needs to happen. Yeah. I think.
I mean, pavement fans are like that too, to the most part.
Yeah,
you get your stock car fans and you get your IndyCar fans, and everybody's so damn territorial.
Yeah, I mean. But with the dirt people are, and this is my honest opinion, not crapping on the dirt or on the pavement guys. I'm just saying the dirt guys are more likely to start throwing you beers at the end of the night. stuff like that.
I don't know. We get handed beers all the time.
Yeah, we get thrown too many beers.
Way too many.
Yeah, almost turned down a few beers. Now, okay.
Yeah,
so,
I was gonna say, Buddy's Snapchat story from Talladega does kind of prove me wrong there.
Talladega and then Bristol 2 weeks ago, man. I guess technically it was
Yeah.
NASCAR fan base, but it was a dirt race. But yeah, we were just getting handed beer after beer after beer, man. It's ridiculous.
Like, okay, so yeah, explain the culture of like sprint car racing, like, because we were blown away at one, the access, and two, like the laid back vibe that Bristol gave us last night.
I mean, it's always been like that. I mean, anytime I grew up going to State Fair Speedway in Oklahoma City. It's no longer with us, unfortunately, but it's always been like that. Like the races in, pits are open, and you can go meet everyone. I mean, it's crazy how just like these guys like have like the 10 to 12 guys that race full time, like the full schedule with the Outlaws. I mean, they're just normal dudes. They're just racers that know what they're doing, and they've been given their opportunity, like to race full time with World of Outlaws with corporate backing.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sheldon Haudenschild, I mean, you guys met him. I mean, that's probably the most laid back dude I've ever seen. But you get him in a race car, and he's probably the craziest person I've ever seen. I mean, Sheldon's like that.
How many races did he give away last year? Just being silly.
Six or seven.
Yeah.
I mean, because he straight up gave that one to Dave Blaney.
Where was that at?
Sharon Speedway.
Okay, yeah.
Sharon Speedway. But Sheldon's like that. Kyle Larson, whenever he's not around the NASCAR stuff, he's like that. I mean, even in Knoxville, I mean, so this is the story I was telling you about, Seth. So we're partying in Knoxville, and usually whenever Dingus closes, you go to 3 and 4, and that's where the trucks and stuff are parked, and you just hang out. So Kyle Larson is there. It's 3:00 in the morning in the middle of Knoxville, Iowa. And he goes over and talks to my buddy. Hunter Best. And Hunter's my buddy that I do my podcast on, Race Ready Media, if anyone wants to go check this out.
The link will be in the description.
Yeah. But so he just shoots the shit with my buddy Hunter. And it's just very laid back. Jason Sides, whenever we were there, I was 19 years old at this time. So we're in 3 and 4, and Jason Sides' trailer's open, and his trailer's open, his lights are on, and he's got the music playing, whatever. And he walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, you want a beer?" I was like, I wanted to say yes so bad, but there's 6 or 7 Knoxville cops right there, so you had to say no, or they would come and put you in cuffs and throw you in the drunk tank. But I mean, it's really just like that. I mean, these guys are just grassroots, and they're racing, man. It's like, that's the thing. Like NASCAR to me has turned more into an entertainment thing than it has racing. But I mean, but I digress. But yeah, I mean, those guys are just, they're grassroots. They're on the road, and they are racing, man. I mean, I don't know if I steered off the street there, but I mean,
that's exactly this podcast is all about steering off the street. So what do you mean? So elaborate more on the entertainment side of, like, things while NASCAR's turned more into entertainment, because we were talking about this the other day.
Yeah. So I mean, just me, like with Reddick and Briscoe, like those guys like got into each other, like, whatever. That's racing. Like, that's just a racing incident, right? But I mean, you saw them all crowd around Reddick and Briscoe, thinking they were going to start fighting each other. Like for me as a racing fan, I don't want to see like people fight. Like if that's Kyle Busch that gets ran over, Kyle's going to go throw a piss fit, whatever, do whatever he does, But I mean, with the difference between Reddick and Briscoe and Kyle Busch is that, I mean, those two handled it. I mean, they knew that Reddick knew that Briscoe was going to throw that, right?
Yeah. Because
I mean, they're dirt guys. They know that, like, that was going to happen. And Reddick knew that he shouldn't have let him get there. But I mean, even if Busch is in Reddick's position, he's going to say just utter nonsense, whatever, because it's Kyle Busch, right? So, and whenever I say like it's entertainment, I mean, what was Fox doing? They had a microphone right in Briscoe's face for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that didn't need to happen. I mean, we didn't need to know that conversation. You know, I mean, so that was like, that's probably a bad example, but I mean, just for me, like, I'm a very casual NASCAR fan now. I hate to say that. Like, it's just not my forte anymore. It just hasn't been. I mean, it wasn't whenever whenever we were becoming friends, buddy. I mean, it really wasn't. It was just starting to become not my thing. And it doesn't help that my favorite drivers retired. It doesn't help that you got guys like Ty Gibbs coming up, you know. I mean, that just doesn't help. I mean, and it doesn't help that, I mean, they're moving the numbers forward. I mean, I know that's not a big thing. I mean, I mean, you know, but I mean, that just doesn't help, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So
hang on. Let me circle back real quick to, the access and the drivers being cool and all that. How much of that do you think really just has to do with the fact that maybe it's not as big of a deal, but maybe I'm going to preface this with saying that it definitely doesn't feel like that big of a deal here in the South.
Right.
But maybe it's not quite that way in the Midwest, but it's still like nationally, it's not that big of a deal. Does that like play into
right? I mean, that plays in. Yeah, it plays into effect that it's not it's not like no one, like, you can't go to New York City and say like, hey, like, did you guys watch Williams Grove last night? Like, you can't say that. So that definitely plays a factor into it. And it definitely plays a factor into it that, like, you know, they don't have, like, World of Outlaws, like, they don't have a ton of corporate sponsors. Like, they've got NOS energy drink, but that's like a division of Coca-Cola. So like, it's just it's a division thing. So, I mean, you have that, and it also helps that you've got like NASCAR owners that are owning cars with the World of Outlaws. I mean, you've got Tony, you got Casey, and you got Kyle running it. He doesn't own the car, but
Alex Bowman.
I mean, Alex Bowman, whenever he runs. Yeah. Can't forget him. But yeah, I mean, that does play a factor into it. I would say like it, like, yeah, I mean, it helps that they've got like some corporate, like more corporate, like they've got a ton more corporate help than they had even 10 years ago. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's still not like as recognized as much as a NASCAR, but So yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Like, the only reason it made me think about that is Buddy, last night we were talking about how the first time he ever had any issue with like security being bitchy or whatever at Indianapolis for Indy cars was this past year. Indy cars grown a lot in the past 5 years. Yeah. So it's like, maybe they've just gotten to that point where they kind of have to be. And it's like, I would love for the like World of Outlaws and sprint car racing to be like national figures, but maybe not necessarily at the expense of
the access.
The access and the culture. Yeah. So
because like right now, I think where sprint car racing's at is perfect. I mean, it really helps that they started doing the streaming thing, like right when like streaming started to become a big thing. So I mean, that really helps. They don't need a TV contract. I mean, they're on CBS Sports every now and then, but I mean, it's reruns.
Yeah.
So rerun. Come on, Weston. But I mean, that helps. I mean, but not everyone has CBS Sports Network. But I mean, if you can figure out how to work a computer and you have $39, you can watch the Outlaws for the year or whatever, you know. I mean, so what they did was for a month, whatever. Whatever Division is now. I don't pay for it. So thanks, Dad. But so I mean, it helps that they've got the Dirt Vision. It helps that Dirt Vision is like branching out. They show Attica weekly. They show Williams Grove weekly. I mean, that has helped it. I mean, sprint car racing, like right now, in my opinion, is probably at a peak of what it can be. So I mean, and that's great. I mean, you want sprint cars to be relevant, but you also don't want them to be too relevant. I don't know if that's a weird thing to say.
Yeah. Do you think like guys like Kyle Larson Kyle Larson's, to be honest, one of the greatest race car drivers in the world right now.
Right.
He's the NASCAR Cup champion, but he also holds more prestige in the Knoxville Nationals than he probably does in that NASCAR Cup championship, right?
Yeah. And, I mean,
doesn't that how that's got to be great for like sprint car racing, right?
Right. All right. And I mean, that just goes back to what I was saying, like why I think NASCAR is more of an entertainment. Like if your cup champion is saying he holds a Chili Bowl or an Knoxville Nationals over a Daytona 500 or a cup championship, that should be a red flag.
Yeah.
Just in just my opinion. I mean, my opinion doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But I mean, just in my personal opinion, I mean, that should raise a red flag if you're a suit like working in NASCAR.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, Kyle's definitely had an effect, at least bringing drivers over. Because I mean,
right,
Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman, brought you over. But Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman have both run midgets. Midgets and sprint cars. Since Kyle's got an HMS.
Yeah, Alex grew up racing midgets and stuff like that, and he builds some beautiful race cars. I love anything Alex Bowman builds. I'm a fan of, but Chase, we're not talking about Chase. I'm not a fan. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. No, we can talk about Chase for a second. So
do we have to? I don't want to voice my displeasure for Chase Elliott over live.
It's fun to talk about Chase Elliott.
Yeah, it's great to talk about Chase Elliott. Yeah, because Chase Elliott, he does not fit the mold of like a sprint car driver. Like he doesn't seem like the laid back. Well, okay.
No.
Chase Elliott, if he was at Bristol, we had asked him for an interview, he'd have told us to fuck off. Probably.
Yeah, probably. Just my deal with Chase is that like you won a championship, but you won the most weird championship you could win. And once you put Larson in the same equipment and he started getting his ass handed to him, he's become more of a whiner more than anything.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
No, yeah, 100% agree.
That's why I'm not a huge fan of Chase Elliott. It's just that he's become a constant whiner.
Well, yeah, for what
no one likes a whiner.
No, well, other than NASCAR fans, if he has a 9 on his car. But I want to point out that I told Buddy.
Get me started.
I told Buddy when Kyle got signed that would absolutely happen. Not maybe the whining and the bitching, but that he would get his ass whooped. And,
I mean, we all knew Kyle Larson was the greatest thing ever.
You said, and I quote, Kyle Larson will not set the world on fire in 2021 and maybe set the world on fire in 2022.
I knew he would eventually. I didn't expect him to do it so quick.
Anyway.
Only won 10 races last year.
Yeah, no. I only predicted him to win 8, so.
Casual.
So I guess let's talk more about the actual race. Night 2, Spencer Basin won. Tell me about Spencer. I'd heard of him, but I don't know who the hell he is.
Spencer is really Spencer's been one of the most underrated guys in the country. I feel like it's his first year with the Outlaws, but he was a midget guy. Brian Clausen was one of the guys that really took notice of him first. So he was driving Brian Clausen's midgets whenever he was like 16, 17 years old. Then he got to the Keith Coons stuff for a year or two. I don't know if can't remember if he won a USAC championship or not, but midget ace is really, really fast in a midget. Really, I think he's ran some non-wing sprint car stuff, but he really wanted to focus on wing racing. And he got with CJB, and CJB was they had Paul McMahon in their 51 car, and then they became the 5 car with David Gravel. And then after Gravel left, they went off the tour and ran with Brent Marks for a little bit. And then they got back on the tour this year with Spencer. So this is Spencer's rookie year with the Outlaws, but Spencer won the Brad Doty Classic last year with Mike McGee in the I think it was the 11 car, if I remember right. But yeah, Spencer's one of the most underrated guys. So I'm glad he was able to pick up a win on this big stage, because Spencer Basin, he's good people, he's fast, and I think he's gonna turn some heads this year. So I mean, he's already turned heads with winning at Bristol, but being in that CJB car, I think he's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, because we took notice of him during like hot laps and qualifying. It's like he was good all day.
Yeah. So the CJB car with Paul McMahon, they own like being the fastest sprint car in the world. So if I remember right, Paul McMahon, it was 2015. I think it was like 145 miles an hour was like the average speed, and this was at Rolling Wheels Raceway. So
how big is that?
Yeah,
half mile.
I think it's just underneath the half mile. It's something like that. But I mean, that was a night where like the conditions were like just perfect. And I mean, that's another thing, like with sprint cars, like if like conditions are right and like track's right, weather's right, like a lot of like moisture in the air, I mean, then those cars are going to fly. But yeah, so I mean, so CJB, I mean, they hold the record for being one of the fastest sprint cars in the world. So I mean, Spencer isn't getting in junk, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so CJB, Barry Jackson, the guy, the crew chief on it, they're fast. I mean, they bring good stuff.
Clearly.
Paul McMahon drive for Casey Kane in the Great Clips car.
Yes, he drove. So the story behind Paul driving that car, me and his buddy, or me and his son, Braden, were actually good friends. So Cody Dara was supposed to drive that car that year, but Cody broke his leg. And that's how Paul got that opportunity in the 91. And that was one of Paul's best years. That really revived his outlaw career. And then he got in the 83 the next year. And then he, I can't remember where he was in 2012, but then he got in the 51 in 2013, and then kind of had a nice book into his outlaw career. So yeah, Paul was always really fast with the Outlaws, and he was always a really, really good qualifier.
Awesome. Yeah. That was one of the few names I knew from a little bit, in the past.
But you said awesome again, and I have nightmares of you saying that to Logan
everybody
Schuhart,
last
Sheldon
night,
Hodenshill.
and Kyle Larson.
Oh,
yeah,
Oh,
but that's like part of the access thing. It's like we were able to, talk to Logan Schuhart and Sheldon Hodenshield and Kyle fucking Larson.
Yeah.
Like that was just insane to me. That it's just something we're gonna get used to, I guess, going to more of these races
eventually.
No, for sure.
I'll give Sheldon a shout out too. He was a little bit busy when we asked him initially. He said, "I'll be back in a minute," and damn it, if it wasn't a minute, he was right back there, ready to go.
Yeah.
So
and he gave us an honest answer, man. He had some strong words. He was like, "Yeah, you see, like this ain't outlaw racing. This is and
this is Like I said, like you guys were really like you guys need to do like Knoxville or Eldora or something like that, like something where it's financially feasible, of course. Yeah. But like you need to go to like one of the bigger
financially feasible if we really want it.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
If we're okay with being broke for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. But so like just like even I don't know, because I mean you guys are in Raleigh, if I remember right.
Raleigh and Green,
one of us is.
Yeah. Whatever. North Carolina. But
let me get my address out of YouTube.
I didn't say the address.
Royal Lane. Anyway.
Okay.
What the fuck?
They don't know what apartment.
Anyway.
It wouldn't take them that long to figure it out.
Just look for the guy with all the Kevin Harvick stuff.
Yeah. He's got a flag outside his door. No, he doesn't.
I don't.
I lied. I'm going to drive in there right now and put a fucking Kevin Harvick flag on the door.
Look for the flag. You won't find it, but look for it. Yeah.
But yeah, just like anywhere where like where it's financially feasible and within driving distance, I think like you guys really need to go to like just like one of those bigger events, like just not like really it's Knoxville and Eldora for me.
Yeah.
Knoxville Nationals, like it's fun just because like anyone in sprint car racing, they're gonna be there during that week. And then Kings Royal, same thing. Yeah. Because I really do want to get to a Kings Royal eventually, but right now Knoxville is kind of my spot just because I love Knoxville and all my buddies are there. We put on a golf tournament.
All my homies love Knoxville.
All my homies love Knoxville, absolutely.
Yeah.
We were talking about Kings Royal, and then the North Wilkesboro thing came up, so we're like, maybe we can wait till next year. I don't know. We'll see.
We're thinking about. I would thinking about Knoxville this year.
That's true. We are kind of thinking about Knoxville this year, and then flying in and going to the Richmond Cup race. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, man.
Oh, we're not very smart. We're not very smart.
No. I'm just having nightmares about the three of us running around in Dingus, because I mean, a lot of shenanigans happen in Dingus. Dingus is the bar that's like literally across the street from the racetrack. It's just outside of Turn 1. I mean, because like if you guys ever go to Knoxville, I mean Knoxville, like the racetrack is literally in the middle of town. Yeah, that's the best part about it. So.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But yeah, Knoxville. I mean, there's a lot of shenanigans that have gone on at Knoxville. And some shenanigans that I've been involved in that aren't probably good for camera, but whatever.
Anything's good for camera if you got Buddy Foley running around.
If Seth knew how to edit and add blurs and shit, then it would be fine. But Seth can't edit worth a quarter.
We got some months until Knoxville will be all right.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we could just start our PH account.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. God, we joke about that way too much.
Yeah, we do.
God bless.
The implication is terrible.
Yeah. So Kyle Larson had some strong words on Friday night about the whole like being late for the Outlaw. Explain that situation, because we were going to explain it way better than we could.
Okay, so I mean, he was the only one running double duty, right?
Yeah, run late models and sprint cars.
Yeah, he was running Kevin Rumley's late model, and he was running the Pulso's 57. So for some reason, the World of Outlaw late models are, I don't know why they are, a lot of drama is involved with them. I don't know why. It's just a thing. They've had 2 or 3 cars pull off the tour already. Yeah, they've had 2 or 3 cars pull off the tour already just because of it. And I guess I saw an interview with Kevin. He said I think like the clutch or something burned out on it, so they would have to push. So they'd have to push Larson to get him started in the late model. Mm-hmm. And I guess the competition director said they were going to take care of him because the Larson stuff was on the other side of the late model stuff. Because you got to have, they got to be right next to each other if you're going to run double duty, right?
Yeah.
So they said they were going to take care of him. Obviously they didn't. So they put Larson in the back, and Larson wasn't happy about it. And everyone heard the interview.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Kevin Rumley, whenever he was explaining it, he said like after the weekend that they were going to really reevaluate who they're racing with. So I don't think Kyle's going to be running any World of Outlaw late model stuff here anytime soon. So
not with Rumley, at least it sure sounds like.
Not with Rumley, at least, yeah. So that's not. If you want, World of Outlaws, they're known for sprint cars. They're not known for late models. So if you're wanting to grow your late model series, that's not really the best way to go about it. You had one guy running double duty, and
cut him some damn slack.
Yeah,
cut him some slack, and it's Kyle Larson. You need him. You need him to be your show. He was the show, obviously, going from the back to run second or third or whatever it was. I don't remember. Second. But So you need that. And for some reason, I don't know why that it just suddenly became an issue that the clutch was burnt out on the car, and for some reason they wanted to hurry it up. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why, but it's not. It's just not a good look.
All the events on Saturday too were just like back to back. Like you could have taken like 2 more minutes to get them out there on time.
Yeah. So
and you could. And for anyone who didn't hear, he basically said, he had to get a lot of shit done. And, that's why people are leaving the tour, because nobody gets cut slack.
Exactly.
So explain like some of the drama that's going on in late model. This is just interesting. Like, I want to know what would be so bad that they're like, people are leaving damn late model tour.
Just stuff like that. Just people not getting cut any slack. I don't think they pay as good with the World of Outlaw late models as they maybe do with the Lucas tour. I'm not a late model guy, but I've got friends that are late model people, and they're saying like, yeah, Lucas is like the product with Lucas oil is a lot better than with the World of Outlaw late models. So, that's not a dig at the late models. That's just what the reputation has become. But I've heard the competition direction, like the people that are like running the show at night, they're not really the best to deal with, obviously. You pissed off Kyle Larson. It's really hard to have Kyle Larson curse on camera.
Yeah.
So, you managed to do that. So, that's not really the best. That's not the best look, but yeah. So
some of that self-inflicted though, because they do stupid shit like that?
Oh, it's all self-inflicted from what I've heard.
Yeah, because when I heard this, I was like, that's some NASCAR shit right there. Where they just be like, yeah, we'll help you out, and then penalize you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me that it was the Fender series that's fucking everything up.
Ooh.
Racing with Fenton sucks.
But I digress. Anyway, that's not like Indy cars any better.
No, God, no.
Oh my God,
Indy cars. Never mind. Different topic, different day.
Yeah,
dude, we were discussing it on the other day with some buddies of mine. We were like, did IndyCar race the other day? We're like, I mean, that's not. I mean, it's kind of upsetting that I know more what happened with the Outlaws than I knew about IndyCar, like just based off of like looking at Twitter, like on a Sunday or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Like,
I had to scroll way far down in my Instagram timeline to find who won the IndyCar race today.
Yeah.
Was it Pato?
It was Pato.
Yeah, it was Pato. Yeah.
Oh, where'd they race?
Barber.
Okay.
In fact,
I was going to say.
Yeah, David Land is the reason we were late getting started on this pod.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Anyway. Does he have any more insider info on some Dodge? I need some Dodge in my life.
You know, I'm supposed to call him after this, so yeah, I'll get that Dodge info there for you.
Yeah, now get him on. We need the info.
Yeah,
let's do it.
I need some Dodge in my life.
Hold on.
Oh God.
I can't believe we're doing this.
He won't answer now. Hold on. Hey, you're on the Big Motor Small Blade podcast.
Where's Weston Miller?
He's right here.
Yeah,
hello.
Where's Weston?
Hi.
Oh wait.
I think we can only hear Buddy.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Say that again here in a second. Okay. Okay, I can hear you guys now. All right, go ahead. Do I get a Buddy Pulley bobblehead for calling in the wind tunnel? Is what he asked.
Yes.
If we can find a way to make them, then yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I heard my name. Who said that?
He said he can hear you.
It's Joe. Tell him it's Joe.
It's Joe.
Josephus.
The guy that makes my dad makes the sandwiches, but I'm there.
Joe, I know who you are. Yes.
Joe who makes sandwiches.
Joe Sandwich Guy. Joe Dad Sandwich Guy.
Seth and I serenade Nickelback together sometimes.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
yeah, we do. We all just want to be big rock stars.
Hey, wait, hold on, Joe. Joe, since you're here, when is the Big Motor Big Blade starting?
When Kyle gets back from where he is, where I don't want to say where he is right now, but I have to catch up because I was at Barber with that one goofball we know, David. Who's that guy?
David who? David who? David Land? Okay.
We've never heard of him, no.
Who the fuck is David Land?
Real hateable dude, David Land.
He's the worst driver in NASCAR.
Bar none. I can't believe Napa signed back. Hey, David, you got any Dodge news?
Any what?
Dodge news about coming to NASCAR?
Dodge. That has been so quiet recently. You wouldn't believe it.
I would believe it. I haven't heard anything.
We called you just for that. Weston was like, I need to hear some Dodge news, and you have nothing for us.
There's nothing. That's the problem is that, we had a little bit of fun there in the wintertime where Steve Phelps talked about Dodge being a possibility, and then I think Adam Stern dug some stuff up, and then all of a sudden Tony Stewart's going to go to Dodge in NHRA, and then there's nothing, and no one's talking about it. So I don't know what's going on there. It'd be maybe I can find maybe I'll ask around and see if anything else is new. But I thought he was with Dodge.
So you're saying your source really was trust me, bruh.
Hey, David, why did it take you until just the other day to go to a sprint car race for the first time?
That's a great question. No, that's not true. That's not true. No, that's true. That was my first World of Outlaws sprint car race. I have been to wingless stuff at Kokomo, a few other places. I've been to the Hoosier 100 at the Indianapolis Fairgrounds. I went to a race at.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. They're telling me you're not loud enough because my microphone sucks. Hold on. I got to plug you back in.
Plug.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so where did we not? Okay, so that is not true. Last week was my first World of Outlaws event. That was at Tri-State Speedway at Hopstock. But no, I've been to Kokomo for wingless. I've been to the Hoosier 100. I think that was Silver Crowns. I have seen Aussie at Port Royal. So yeah, I've been to a few sprint car races. I need to get out to more of it. Certainly now that I'm in Indianapolis, it's a little bit easier than when I was in New Jersey. But I had a great time. That was a badass race and a really cool track. And I hopefully we'll be getting out to the Knoxville Nationals and actually doing some coverage from there. So I think.
Breaking news on the Big Motor Small Blade podcast.
Breaking news on Big Motor Small Blade. David Land might come to the Knoxville Nationals.
So can we get David Land into Dingus?
Can we get what?
Can we get David? Excuse me. Can we get David Land into Dingus?
Into Dingus. Can we get you into Dingus? On the radio.
Yeah, live radio.
So Dingus is the bar that's right outside of turn 1, and that's where shenanigans are inbound.
Right. It's like an open air bar in Knoxville, Iowa. Well, I'm 28 years old. I'm pretty sure I can go to the bar.
Okay.
We finally know
perfect.
David's age.
Dude, Kyle's gonna be old enough to go to the bar. Oh no. That's a bit. No, we're gonna put a purity ring on him, and he's gonna be.
All I'm hearing is that there's gonna be tequila involved that I'm gonna be passing around, and Big Motor Small Blade is gonna be upside down in a big way.
What?
What'd he say?
He said, "Get some bourbon out."
Oh, stop it! Bourbon.
On Crown Royal Apple and gave it to Brock Zierfoss last year.
I heard Crown Royal Apple and Brock Zierfoss.
Dude,
what was that?
Imagine a Buddy Pulley Safari after the Knoxville Nationals.
Oh, dude, Buddy Pulley Safari in the middle of Dingus. Yeah, that needs to happen. Okay, so Big Motor Small Blade to the Knoxville Nationals confirmed.
I think it needs to happen. Will it happen? We're not sure, but yeah, it needs to definitely fucking happen.
Live show at Knoxville.
Big Motor, Big Blade live show at Knoxville. Yeah, with all of us.
Yeah, I think that needs to happen.
We need you there, David, for clickbait.
I'll be there. Don't worry.
David, your face is going to be in the thumbnail of this video, though. You know that, right?
David's face is going to be in the thumbnail. Seth says. Okay, cool. Seth said that your face is going to be in the thumbnail.
My face is going to be in the thumbnail.
Yeah, you're going to get nice and schmammered at Dingus, and your face is going to be on the thumbnail.
Get him a couple of Chuck Norrises in them, and we'll be
schmammered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Schmammered.
Yeah.
That's a new one for me.
Yeah. Well, we're all learning things tonight. We learned a lot on the phone earlier.
Trust me. That conversation.
Here we go. David Land again. Trust me, bruh.
Oh, David, you need a shirt that says "Trust me, bro."
Bro, trust me.
Let it go, David. I'm in the middle of Kentucky right now. We are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
No, format.
All right, sir. What? Hey, sir. I appreciate you calling in. We really appreciate your opinion there. We'll get you a bobblehead sent out. We'll get Janice on there and get your address. We'll send you out a bobblehead. Thanks for calling.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Okay, well that wasn't really the Dodge news I was wanting, but anyway.
All right, please plug your headphones back.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. God.
That was an absolute shit show.
It was, but it was hilarious, so it's fine.
Give me my headphones, you fucking asshole.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Banquets.
Anyway.
And
so yeah,
Bushes.
Sprint car racing and sophisticated podcasting.
What exactly were we talking about?
I don't know.
Dodge, and then the phone call happened.
Where did the Dodge thing come from? You just like randomly wanted Dodge news.
He said
Land. Yeah.
He said David Land, and I was like, oh, Dodge. And then
But yeah, no, we need to let David know he needs a shirt that says "Source, trust me, bro," or "bruh," but it needs to be like formatted like an MLA source.
It needs to be MLA in. Yeah, no. It needs to be MLA, but Comic Sans font.
God,
yeah. Yep.
Jesus Christ, it's gotten derailed all to hell. Yeah, I think we're Bristol. What happened? What else?
What were we talking about again?
Bristol? Yeah.
I think we were talking about Bristol. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know. What's Bristol?
It's a racetrack. I know that I had a lot of fun at Bristol.
Yeah, Weston, you coming down to Bristol next year?
Yeah, you should.
You gotta show us around.
See.
You gotta show us around. You gotta.
I think we know our way around Bristol.
proper etiquette.
I think Bristol's more your guys' forte. I think Knoxville Nationals is more my forte to show you guys around.
Yeah, we need to know the etiquette and because I had no clue what to talk to Sheldon Hodenshield about. I did my best.
Did you ask him about his dog?
No,
I didn't know.
We didn't know he had a dog.
I have a cat.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's got a husky named Pella, and that dog is, for some reason, like very, very popular, very popular dog he's got.
No, we don't.
No, we asked.
Did you
him about,
what
Bristol.
we need to know is who else you think would talk to us. That's what we need to know.
Yeah,
because we weren't sure.
Donnie would talk to you. Jason Sides would talk to you.
Donnie would have talked to us. Fuck.
Donnie would have talked to you. Yeah, Donnie would have talked to you.
Oh, okay. We assumed Donnie would have told us to piss off.
No.
Yeah, no, because we asked Kyle Larson about and Logan Schuhart. We asked them about track conditions, how they were last night. They said they both gave us two different stories, really.
They're two different guys. Larson is more of a just go and get after it. Logan.
Yeah. He gave us some more like technical answer and how it benefited him. He said, it was a lot, how you describe it, wetter Saturday night than it was Friday night, and that allowed him to make a run at Larson there at the end.
Yeah, Logan likes it more slick than he likes it more tacky. So
that explains why he runs well at Charlotte, I would assume, right?
Yes, he's very good at Charlotte. He's very, very good at Charlotte.
Yeah. We told him we have a piece of Logan Schuhart's tire.
We told him that it's on camera. I just cut it out of the video, but
I was gonna say I've got I don't know. I had a piece of Paul McMahon's tire that blew whenever we were at Salina High Banks, and then I have a piece of Tim Kading's whenever it blew at Knoxville.
Oh, dude!
I got a question. How easy would it be for me to acquire a wing plate off of an ABR car?
Hope they flip that night and then go ask for it. It's probably your best bet. Other than that, I don't know. Probably like if you're gonna go, like if you want ABR stuff, that's more. They don't run their wing stuff a lot, so
yeah.
But I would assume.
Turning on my light.
Yeah. Hang on.
We're good.
Okay, now we're good.
Buddy figured his shit out.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You hope they flip that night, and then you can go and just ask for it. Or I guess I would assume like go on their website, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
just go get a. I was gonna say, God, my mind just blanked. I was gonna say you can go steal one if you wanted to go drill the rivets out of a wing.
Well, hell, we walking out of Bristol, or not walking out. We were about to walk out of Bristol, and some dude walked by with an entire late model side like door, basically. And I was like,
"Hey, here." Yeah, I was like, "Here." I was gonna say.
Well, I asked him. I said, "Hey, what'd you get?" And he showed it to me. It was the fucking 6 car from Eldora. I was
oh my God!
I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me."
We're getting a tour of Weston Miller's house.
Yeah. Here,
well,
hang on.
A nice double chin shot through his hallway. Oh my God!
Yeah. So this is Jason Johnson. This is one of his front wings that he got. Oh, we were really good friends with Jason. So
wow.
But yeah. So I got my little Jason Johnson corner here. That's a hero card he signed for me. But yeah, we were really good friends with the Johnsons. That's what I wore. Whenever David Gravel won in the 41 car.
Oh wow, yeah.
Knoxville. So I was wearing it I was wearing that night. I'll if I can find the picture, I'm in the Victory Lane picture, so I can show that to you.
Oh,
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the first tail tank off my first micro that I still have.
Oh, wow.
And I've still got the wing from that car too. It's in the shop, and then I got all my stuff. As you can still see, I've still got all the crap from whenever we were dumb kids back then. And then this is the front wing, my first front wing off my first sprint car. So you can see that's from the left front rubbing on it.
Nice.
I mean, I can pick it up. I mean, it's not anything too crazy, but yeah. So, but as you can see, it's pretty banged up. I mean, it had a good life. So that's
you ran some people over. It looks like
I was the one that got ran over actually that night. So that's my first race car. That's the first time I was on a racetrack. And then there's a championship trophy and all that. Then got some. Let's go over here to the main trophy area. So
you audio listeners are missing this shit.
Yeah.
Better jump on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
subscribe to us.
So Shane Carson is a good friend of ours. He's in the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, and he's a local legend of ours. This is his first trophy from 1970.
Oh shit!
Let me see. Trophy dash at Fairmont Speedway in 1978. That's his first trophy that he gave to me. Very close friend of mine, and diecast of his. And then this is my first sprint car trophy. As you can see, it's hilarious. From 78
the
to
size
2019.
difference
Yeah, the size difference.
It's like me compared to Kyle Larson.
Yeah. So
that goes either way. You want to think about it. Just invert it.
So that's from 2019. So that's my first sprint car win at Lawton. Here, I'll get the picture out as everything falls over. But yeah, so that's the whole crew there.
Certified sprint car winner, Weston Miller.
Yeah, been upside down in them too. So all that.
What's that like?
But it doesn't feel good.
Oh, okay.
But
you ever done it in a street car by any chance?
I've never been in a wreck in a street car. I've wrecked a bunch of race car shit, but I have never wrecked a race car.
Only reason I asked is I was curious of the difference. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. I feel more safer in the race car than I do my actual truck. But this is my first helmet. It was
nice
my dad wrapped it for me. It's Maverick.
Yeah.
So so that was that first one. My other helmet that I won the micro championship in, that's at TFAB Tony. That was my crew chief, and he's got a bunch of stuff at his shop too. This is my first sprint car win helmet, and got the gloves and everything too. I've still got I keep a lot of the stuff too. So I've got the shoes. Yeah. I've got a that's
a Bud Light can.
It's got Post Malone on it. So I've still got the visor from my micro. That's whenever I flipped. The visor is bent because I flipped that Tulsa shootout.
Holy shit!
So I flipped that Tulsa shootout. I've got for my birthday, a buddy of mine at work, he gave me the Days of Thunder Hardy's Cup collection. So I've got all those.
Oh my god!
And then
this is the greatest episode ever.
And then there's me. That was my 2016 micro.
What are the chances I can get some Weston Miller sprint car fucking
merch
metal?
Some merch? I'll have to check. I'll go look in the shop because I think I've got 2 or 3 shirts like left in general. But yeah, we'll see. And then of course I've got my let me flip it over again. So this is my this was my main suit. I wore this suit for 5 years, as you can tell. I mean, it went through the woodworks and everything, but I mean it served its purpose.
Your hat fell down, by the way, behind you when you were talking at one point.
Yeah, that's okay. And this was my first suit. So, but yeah, so did a lot of cool stuff in a very, 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 very short amount of time. Whenever we were getting after it racing.
Yeah, like what is that like as like just getting to live that dream?
I mean it's very, very rewarding. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of energy, and it's a lot of stress. You lose a lot more than you win. And we did a lot. We did a ton with a little. I'm fortunate enough to have my dad. I'm fortunate enough to have him. He was very, very supportive of what I wanted to do at that time, and he did everything he could for me. I had help from him. I had help from T-Fab Tony. T-Fab Tony, he's one of the best welders and machinists and just mechanics I've ever seen. And I had a lot of great people around me. I had Shane Carson. I had Gary Flatt. I had a lot of good people around me that were really supportive of me. And even whenever I decided like, hey, just right now is like, it's just not feasible for me to race anymore. I mean, everyone's still supportive. So that was, it's really cool that like, even if I'm not racing, I still got all those people in my corner and still, still got all of them just around me and all that stuff too. So, but yeah, racing, I've built bonds with a bunch of people. I know a bunch of people. I know how to do a bunch of stuff now. I can tell you like rollouts and like just like stuff like that. Like I can bring a bunch of sprint car knowledge to the Big Motor Small Blade podcast, So I did a lot with a little. We did a lot with a little. I don't say I because it wasn't just me, but we did a lot with a little. I have just great memories racing. There's not a lot of people that can say like they've ran micros, they ran sprint cars, they got to do a lot of the stuff that I did. So I'm very fortunate of what I got to do in such a small time. Would I like to continue doing it? Yeah. But just right now, like at the moment, it's just not right for me to do it right now. Cause I'm trying to have like, I want to experience, like, I want to do stuff outside of racing, I want to live life. I want to go hang out with friends and stuff like that. And the racing has to be your life for you to want to race. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't think a lot of people understand, like a bunch of people want to do it, but a lot of people don't want to put in the time and effort to do it, So, and that's the thing for me. Like, if I'm not going to enjoy it, then I don't want to do it. So at a point, racing did not, like, I will be honest, at a point, racing was not enjoyable for me. And it was a lot of stress and it was a lot of unwarranted stress on me. So racing still has a special place in my heart, but at just like right now, I'm more happy just kind of doing my own thing right now, just kind of living life, just having a nice vehicle, having a nice truck to drive instead of having to worry about a race car instead, So,
yeah. Well, if you decide to ever get back into it, we'll put our logo on the side somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. Not many people can say they got to live their dream. I mean, you miss it.
I do miss it. I'm very competitive. So, if I don't like going to like local races because there's people there that like, I know, like I can go outrun and stuff like that. So I'm not really a fan of going to like, just like the local nights. I'll go to like, I like going to outlaw races and stuff like that. But like if it's like a regular, like local show or stuff like that, then I'm not a fan of going to it. I'm not going to volunteer my time to go and do it, but yeah,
I get at you like, damn, I could be out there whooping that guy's ass or something.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. It's just like, I know, like, I'm just like that competitive because I'm like, I'll look at someone, like I'll look at a guy, like, and this is not a knock on anyone. This is just competitive,
for sure.
like competitive. This is just competitive fire.
If you don't believe you're the best, you shouldn't be out there.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's just kind of my thing. Like, if I'm not a fan of going to like just like a Friday night in like Lawton or Meeker or whatever, and like going and watching someone else. I'm that competitive, and I know that like if I was given like an opportunity in someone else's car or something like that, then I know I could go out and get the job done.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Seth,
buddy.
I thought you were about to say something. That's why.
No.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's about as good a way if we can close it as I could have thought of. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
I enjoyed being on here with you boys.
Yeah. Tell us about your podcast.
Yeah. So, I do a podcast also where it's under Race Ready Media on YouTube. I do it with my buddies Hunter and Devin. We kind of talk about everything, and we also, I mean, basically do what we do here tonight. We kind of just bullshit and talk some racing. But yeah, that's we do a Race Ready Media podcast. We cover a little bit of everything, just all in one. But yeah, so we basically do the same thing you guys do. We drink beer and talk racing every now and then. But so they're some of my good buddies here. I'm wearing this is Hunter's dad, Brad Best. He was a ASCS guy back in the day, and he does a lot of vinyl work. So he was wrapping Cannon McIntosh's cars and stuff like that. So he's a good friend of mine. And then Devin Simmons, his dad built JJ Yaley's sprint car chassis back in the day with twister chassis. So yeah, so I got some cool buddies through racing. So but yeah, that's those are my two co-hosts.
That's awesome. Well, hey, we'll have to do something together sometime for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll try and get if you guys go to Knoxville, we'll invite you to the golf tournament and get you into Dingus, and we'll get some Buddy on Safari.
Oh my God. But me on a golf course, and then me on a safari.
Do we want to do a sundress and dumbass for the Bristol weekend?
Oh yeah, sundress and dumbass for Bristol weekend.
Okay, what's sundress and dumbass?
All right, so sundress is like kind of like your overachiever, not necessarily underdog, but your overachiever for the weekend, like someone you didn't expect to do, as good as they did.
Okay. Can I volunteer for that then?
Well, I mean, we all give our own. So,
Craig Kinzer for me. For Friday night, Craig Kinzer.
All right, what did he do?
He ran third. He's still on the Outlaw tour, but I mean, he's not mid 2000s Craig Kinzer anymore. I mean, he's still Craig Kinzer, but I mean, it's rare to see him up there in the top 5, and especially on the podium now. But yeah, it was good to see Craig Kinzer have a good run.
Yeah. Did he run back in 01, 02?
No, he was more 04, 05 whenever he was coming on the scene, because he won Knoxville Nationals in 2005, and then he tried doing the NASCAR stuff with Ginn Racing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I think that's really kind of what kind of derailed Craig a little bit with his sprint car stuff, was he tried doing the NASCAR thing, but I mean everyone's trying to do the NASCAR thing in the mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
But
all right. I don't even know if I have a sundress pick. I guess Spencer Baston.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I mean, he was fast as shit, so I guess he should have won that race. But
yeah, but it was just I want someone on my radar just because I don't know nothing.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't. I mean, no one. So in our group chat, we do a Word of Outlaw fantasy. So we'll pick 2 full-time guys, and then we pick a guy that's there like that doesn't run the full tour.
Yeah.
And no one picked the 5 car. Like no one was picking Spencer Baston in their picks. So, but yeah, I would say Spencer Baston is one of those guys too.
Before we get into dumbass, who was in the other Shark Racing car?
Jacob Allen.
No, the Jacob other one.
No, yeah, Jacob Allen.
I have no idea.
No, we saw it the other day. It was somebody.
I can't remember his name.
I literally have no idea.
Somebody Myers. I don't remember his.
It could have been.
That out.
I think they brought that car out just because.
Landon Myers.
They probably brought that car out just because the Outlaws needed cars.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they didn't bump anybody from the field.
Did they not have a B?
No, they didn't have a. No, they didn't have a C.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there was no B.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's probably why. They didn't want to have like just a 17 car field. They needed to get some cars out. So.
They ended up with 24, so they did okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, then that's a full field, so.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice. All right, dumbass.
Word of Outlaw late models?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
In general?
Which is too bad because, the race wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't think. Friday was entertaining because Larson, but Saturday I thought was fine. It was weird to see a late model race go caution-free, but it was kind of cool.
No. Yeah, I agree. I'm in agreement with the late models being the dumbass, but okay, so I'm stupid. So correct me. Larson, they do the green, white, checkered is what I'm going to call it. Anyway, They had a late caution in Saturday night's sprint car feature. And Larson, he's down there on Basin, and Basin made a juke at him going down in the one.
Mm-hmm. Chopped him.
Chopped him. Is that a fair game, or is that kind of
That's fair game? Yeah. I mean, you don't want to completely just take the whole nose off them, but I mean, you're gonna give them just enough room to where they're not gonna they have to lift, because I mean, if you chop them like that, then that's gonna break their momentum, and they're gonna not have a good exit off the corner. So what Spencer did was right. It was bold, but what he did was right. I mean, he didn't take him out or anything, but he did break Kyle's momentum. So, but that was fair game.
Okay. Yeah. Buddy seemed to have a problem with it last night. I didn't think it was bad.
I don't know. I was like, damn. I mean, what if Kyle would have run up on his rear wheel or some shit? That would have been wild.
Yeah.
The only thing about that is Kyle gave him a lane to get by.
Kyle gave him the room too. So I mean, it was fair game in general. But I mean, Kyle's also probably thinking in that moment, I don't want to run into this guy at 140 miles an hour. I'll lift and I'll take second here.
Yeah.
Because I gotta go run Dover tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Monday.
Monday now.
Well, I guess he is leading right now, so good call.
Yeah. Good my God, dude.
It's all because of us.
Dude, I'm thinking rain delays. I'm thinking about that Texas race a couple years ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't talk to Buddy about that Texas race. He gets pissed off.
Texas has been on a downhill spiral ever since me and my dad got rid of our season tickets.
It's you motherfucker.
That's what I told him.
I know. I was the glue holding Texas Motor Speedway together.
It's like we're the glue that held Kyle Larson together today.
Yeah.
And we'll hold them together tomorrow.
Apparently.
I'm just saying, if I go to the All-Star race this year and it turns out to be a banger, then I guess I had to re-up my season tickets and start going back to NASCAR races at Texas.
We're gonna make sure you go to every NASCAR race if the All-Star race is.
Yeah, fucking A. Yeah, but
if you see a guy in a Winston shirt with some jorts, that's me.
That could be the garage guys though.
Well.
Hell, that could be me.
Yeah, that's true. I did buy a Winston shirt, and it's got Dale Earnhardt, Richard Petty on it. So it's from 1992. So I'll be
want that shirt so bad.
Yeah. Buddy knows what I'm talking about.
What a G.
Yeah. I found it where it wasn't crazy, it wasn't too crazy expensive. So
they're not too bad on eBay. I've watched a couple, but yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, with the vintage stuff, I hate that it's so much it randomly became popular with idiots that don't know anything about racing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my thing, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah, but
anyway,
that's been the show. That's been Big Motor Small Blade post Bristol Dirt. Weston, thank you again for coming on. Definitely gonna have you on more because we're gonna be what's up, Happy. We're gonna be gripping and ripping a lot more. I love saying that. It's my favorite thing to say. I said that to Sheldon Hodenshield.
Have you ever heard of the term grip flip?
Oh, the what?
Grip flip.
Grip flip? Nah,
so
that when you just dig in and then flip?
So that's whenever a non-wing sprint car has too much right rear dig and it just kind of digs in on the right rear and just flips.
Nice.
Is that what no, never mind. Is that what Bell did a year ago in the Chili Bowl? Or did he that's called grip flipping. Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn, that's no joke.
Yeah, no, that shit was
rough.
Gnarly.
Oh god.
I don't like Christopher Bell either. Can we get some more Christopher Bell slander going?
Fuck Christopher Bell, that lane and a half using piece of shit.
Look, man, yeah, we went down there to turn 3 and 4 where he spun out during the cup race.
I was right at the fence when he did that.
Yeah, he I don't know. I wouldn't have spun out. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Well, nobody else did, so it was just Bill.
Yeah. Christopher
wasn't
Bell
quite enough of a lane and a half for him.
Christopher Bell, like everyone around here in Oklahoma, like claims like they know him, but like no, Christopher Bell doesn't give it two shits about anyone here anymore. And that's all I'm gonna. That's all I have to say about that. But yeah, I'm not a Christopher Bell fan.
Getting the truth from Weston Miller. We love to hear it.
He bought his. He has a crusty dog and just.
All right.
I'm done. That's it. That's the show.
All right. That's been the Big Motor Small Blade podcast. He's been Buddy Pulley. I've been Seth Dolby. We've had Weston Miller on. And thanks for tuning in. We'll have a NASCAR Dover podcast here in a couple of days whenever they run the race. See y'all.